Welcome dear students, and this is the second lecture on English grammar for the second stage morning and evening studies College of Basic Education Department of English. We are going to start with the first grammatical topic, which is the passive voice. We are going to take a look at when do we use the passive voice. Then we are going to have a look at how to formulate the passive voice. First of all, I'd like to say that the passive voice is related to a large extent to the English tenses and their aspects, so that I advise you to review the tenses and their aspects. This will facilitate the mastery of the passive voice. What is the passive voice? A sentence generally begins with the performer, the subject, then the verb, then the object. This is called an active sentence. Now we have this example: subject, verb, object. This is not a passive, this is an active sentence. John cleaned the room. Look at this note. If we begin this sentence with the object or person that the action is performed on, we formulate a passive sentence, so that the first step to change the active sentence into passive is to put the object at the beginning of the sentence, so that it will become the room was cleaned. If we want to mention the subject, we put it at the end of the sentence, preceded by the preposition by. This is very important note. Not all verbs in English take an object. Therefore, some sentences are complete without an object. We have intransitive verbs. Okay, so those verbs do not require object. It can make a complete meaning with the subject without an object. Here we have some examples. John slept well. By the way, well is an adverb, not an object, so that we can omit well and we have full meaning sentence, which is John slept and John lives far away. This type of sentence cannot be changed into the passive voice. Now, when should we use the passive voice? Here we have 2 points. We do not know when we do not know the subject. Okay, somebody cleaned the room. The room was cleaned. Okay. Point 2, when it is obvious to the listener or reader who the subject is, because it's a person who usually does it. The cleaner cleaned the room. So in this case, it is not necessary for you to know who cleaned the room. What is necessary, what is important for you is that you want to have your room cleaned. Now, how to formulate the passive voice? Here we have 3 important steps to change the active sentences into passive. The first point: put the object of the verb at the beginning of the sentence. Point 2, conjugate the verb to be in the same tense as the active sentence. For example, if we have an active sentence and the tense of the sentence is in the present, so that we conjugate the verb to be into is, are, am. If we have a past tense, we conjugate verb to be into was, were, and so on. Point 3, put the main verb in the past participle form. Here we have some examples. Let's take a look at the first one. The postman delivers the mail. Subject, verb, object. The first step is to put the object at the beginning of the sentence. The mail. Okay. The second step is to conjugate the verb to be. We take a look at the sentence. and we find out that the tense